Hi and welcome to episode 11 of my fiber podcast. My name is Audrey and this is a podcast about weaving, knitting, all the fiber crafts that I like to do. Yes, welcome. I have noticed that a few people subscribed to the channel, so thank you very much if you're watching. That was super nice of you. And yeah, I hope you had a lovely week. I have quite a bit to show you. I have done some progress on things, not a lot, because this was one of the weeks where I kinda started a lot of different things. And yeah, thus I have made little progress on each of those things. I think I'm going to do the exact opposite in the next couple of weeks because I would like to focus on a few things to finish some of the big projects that I have. So yeah, hopefully the next episodes will be about finishing things and not only starting a dozen different projects. Yeah, I remembered this morning that I think on my first episode I said that I like to keep only one active project on each craft. Well, that has changed, or maybe I think I was trying to put myself in that state of mind and I failed. So yeah, I'm going to start with some weaving, and if you watched the previous episodes you know that I have a big commission on the works at the moment. It is on a massive home-built loom that I cannot bring here to show you, so I'm going to insert a few pictures of it and talk you through what I've done lately on it. Yeah, it's going good. I am going to be soon at the point of getting a proper rhythm and being able to work faster on it, I hope. So far I'm still focusing on mixing the colors and trying not to get any extra texture because yeah, the person it's destined to has some OCD issues, to say the least, and yeah, so I'm trying to focus on getting the texture as flat and neat as possible. Even as possible. Even though with some of the materials that I've used, it's not working. If you use like a very strong cotton, it will not be as flexible as wool, so it will have a tendency to poke up if you stack several rolls of it to make a certain shape, like I had to. You can see it on the lighter dusty red area at the bottom. But yeah, the other parts of the weave I'm really happy with. Sorry, voice disappearing again. Especially the greens, they're much closer in shades than the reds so far. So it's working really nice. The transitions, like, I'm sorry because the light is in those photos is quite bad. It blows out the colors a little bit, but it's because I cannot put that loom in any other room than the living room, which has a really bad light at the moment. So at every moment really, because it's done in such a way that in the summer, like we cannot let in any of the sun because we're gonna burn, and in the most mild month the light is never going to be diffused in that room. So I have some of the yarn here that I hope the colors are going to show better. So yeah, like I was saying, the greens are much less striking in shades, but you can still see that they're transitioning quite well and making a progress in texture as well. I am mostly using KnitPicks Palette in that weave, which is really nice for weaving. I said it last time as well, because it has the halo that makes it look really uniform when you weave it, but it's not too fuzzy that it doesn't have any definition either. So yeah, KnitPicks Palette, and I have started using this, which is a cotton rope used normally for macrame. But what I've been doing, since I need to create threads of each colors to kind of join them in the weave, I am untangling it and only weaving with one bit of it. And it makes a really nice, more defined area in the weaving without being too bumpy, because if you look at it, one part is, again, I think it's 8 little threads plus strands of cotton. So yeah, this is working quite nice, and I have incorporated in the weaving the silk, the forest, oh my god, center pull ball at its best. The cake of the silk that I was spinning lately, so I two-plied it. And if you can see, yeah, you can kind of see it's two-plied. It looks really nice, and it is one of those that has less definition when you weave it, because silk instantly makes something really smooth, so you cannot really see the different stitches, but it makes a nice difference with all the other yarns that I've used. As per the red, yeah, there are KnitPicks Palette, there are some cotton, and this bulky burgundy, which is a Phildar. It's lamb's wool and cotton mix, I think. This one, I don't remember. I've lost the tag. No, I didn't lose it. I just throw it away because I don't keep my tags, because if not, I just have a mountain of them all around me at all times. But yeah, this is a really nice one to work with. It's one of the darker shades of red that I'm putting in that weaving, and I still have some really nice rusty deep reds that I'm going to incorporate I'm going to make that red shape grow on the side of the weaving, and I'm going to use shades of red that are closer to one another, so hopefully it's going to look more uniform. But yeah, I have defined the different areas. I'm basically going to make a red area, a green area, a purple, a rusty orange, really dark rust, and a blue. And yeah, hopefully all of those are going to mix together nicely. I have also showed last time that I spun a silver Stellina yarn, and I'm going to use that as a highlight, and I'm going to incorporate the first one pretty soon at the bottom, so that I have my first highlighted area. Well, speaking today is going to be difficult. Lots of It's funny as when you notice that you have I don't know how you say in English, that you keep repeating a word or doing something. See what I mean? It's just you keep doing it even though you're actually trying to talk about the fact that you're doing it. Anyway, I was going to do it again. So, weaving. Oh god. I'd rather not talk than going I'm going to do the first mime podcast and just showing you things and writing text because I can't speak. That is an idea. Mime French works well, right? Anyway, yeah, this weaving is going slowly, but I have a strong area of the bottom already done. It's going to be wider than high. It's going to be more wide than high. So yeah, then I will have a lot of work to do as for the second kind of big design element of it, which is going to be kind of a waterfall fringe. If you look at the pictures, I'm going to insert it again now. If you look at the pictures, you'll notice that on the green, dark green area, I have hem stitched at the top as well. That is because I'm going to leave an empty space, weave another band at the top, leave again an empty space. So I'm going to have two empty space of the warp that I'm going to leave as holes basically, and I'm going to run a fringe in between those stripes of weaving. So basically I'm going to have a fringe tied. I'll have a lot of work to do to figure out what colors I'm going to use in that fringe, because we were going for a deep dyed fringe that we're going to go either from or to a burgundy, but I'm not sure. I was also thinking of incorporating the different colors of the weaving in, which is so burgundy, teal, silver, dark blue, and purple, but I don't want it to have a stripy effect. So maybe I'll pick a really pretty, because I have a KnitPicks palette in burgundy that is really beautiful. It is the perfect shade for this weaving. So I was thinking of using mainly that and then highlight it with the other colors. I'll do that at the end because I think I really need to see all the surrounding and all the weaving done to decide on what colors will look best in it. So yeah, this is going to be a long work. Like I said, I hope to get on a more intense rhythm with it. Once I finished filming this, I'm going to work straight on it. And yeah, hopefully in the next couple of episodes I'll have a more consistent, different work to show you on it, because I kind of am repeating myself with the color transition and what yarns I'm using so far with this one. But yes, I think I've said enough about this one. I have started, if you remember, I posted a few weeks ago a video to show you how I warp my rigid heirloom, and I have placed a warp on it that I planned to use for pillow cushion covers, and so I have started weaving them. So let me try to show it to you without making a mess. Yeah, you can. Well, you can totally see through it, but yeah, I haven't done much. It's just because, like I said, I am doing 10,000 different things, but yeah, this is what I have so far. So the warp is cotton, a white and like a rusty orange cotton, and I've just done stripes of different yarns on it. It's going to be quite just that, basically alternating stripes. I'm trying to bring it closer so you can see the different texture. So yeah, the top yarn is the top one is this. This is a KnitPicks palette again. Like I said, I really like weaving with this in a really soft grey, and woven against the white warp, it kind of gives this really soft pale color. And here, when I go into the orange warp, I think the mix is really nice, and it's kind of unusual, grey and orange, but it works really well without being too too shocking, because I want those pillows to be rather soft and neutral and pretty colors. This here is my usual Peruvian cream wool, single ply, and it makes this kind of bulkier texture. And again, white on white, white on orange. This looks really nice. Yeah, this gives a lovely texture to the pillow, I think. And the pinkish corally light red thing is this, again, KnitPicks Palette. And yeah, I really like this shade. And I really need to remember which one it is in case I want to buy some more. But yeah, on the white, on the orange, and I'm not weaving it too tightly. When I'm going to wash it anyway, it's going to get tighter. But yes, I'm going to make 2 of these. I haven't decided yet if I want them to be the exact same. They're going to be the same shades, but because they're on the same warp anyway, so I have my hair all over it, damn it. And but I haven't decided if I'm going to. I'll probably just keep it a simple texture. I do want to incorporate some twill at some point, I think. But yeah, they're going to be the same but different, like they say. So yeah, this is on the works right now. I don't know if I'm going to have them done. It goes really fast with the rigid head loom anyway, but I really want to focus on my big commission as weaving goes. But yeah, this is it for proper weaving. If you remember last time I showed you this, which was a wall hanging that I did mixing yarn and beadswork, brick stitch to be more precise, and I have started another one. I told you last time I wasn't sure what colors I wanted to do, and I was thinking, oh, I could do burgundy, I could do purple, and then I looked at the beads that I had, and I have 20 different shades of blue and 20 different shades of pink. I got all my bead stock last summer, so I was probably in a very specific colored mood, so to say. So I picked blue. And this is what I have so far. This is not finished, in case you're wondering. So I have used, this is Sea Spray by Knit Cosmic String. It's this lovely speckly light blue with teal and dark forest green mixed with, this is, you know, one of those fluffy, really fluffy acrylic textured yarn, and shiny. This is it called Fil Diamant? I think it's called Fil Diamant by Phildar. In the peacock colorway. So yeah, it's not really well arranged. This is supposed to be at the front too. So is this one. Yeah. So this is what I've done with the fringy thing. And as as the beads goes, I'm going again completely random. As the arrangement of the colors go. I'm using 4 different colors, a light blue, a minty blue, a navy blue, and a green. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this all the way here and attach it again. Basically, you see I made it thinner, so I'm going to keep it thinner until like the middle of the circle, and then I'm going to go wider again until I reach this point. And once I have this bar crossing the circle, I'm going to pick up the beads here to the sides at the middle and go up one way. So yeah, it's going to be like this basically. Yeah, this is going super slow. This takes forever, but I like it. I think I'm going to like the finished result. So yeah, hopefully I'll get some work on it and it won't languish here forever. I don't want it to languish here forever because it's not really engaging, so to say. So it's just really doing beads and beads and beads. Maybe if I had a pattern it would go faster, but I like it to go random. Yeah, I think it goes with the speckled sea spray yarn quite well. So yeah, this is on the making. So I'll have 2 of these weirdos, and once I have this one finished I'll put them in my shop. This is all about wall hangings and weavings. I don't have any spinning this week. I'm not in the spinning mood. I will be. It's kind of coming back. I kind of want to make some nice textured yarn for this shop for the beginning of the summer. So yeah, you will see that next week, I think. So we can continue with knitting. Like I said, I have done little progress on the project that I had ongoing because I have started new things. I'm just going to quickly show you where I am with those. So this is my featherweight cardigan by Handpainted, and I am knitting it out of Knit Cosmic Strings lace in the peony colorway. So this was a 100 gram skein of yarn, and I had 1,200 meters in it. So I decided to make a cardigan. I wanted a really airy, light summer cardigan, and I'm very pleased with what I'm getting so far. I have separated the sleeves and the body, so it finally looks like a cardigan. Little sleeves, and I have done just a few rows, trying not to cling the needles on the table. I have done just a few rows of the body. Yeah, this is a little bit scrunched up, so it looks tiny, but it's actually good. And once it's going to be blocked, and once it will have the band all around the edges, it will be very nice. I'm going to focus on it a little bit and advance as much as possible with the body. It's just plain stockinette and it's lace, so it's not really it's not comfortable to knit on because the yarn is lovely, the pattern is lovely. It's just that it has no weight and it feels weird. It feels weird because there's a lot of stitches and it's just, I don't quite know how to hold it because it's super light, so it's not naturally dragging down the thing, making it easier to pick up the stitches to knit them. But yeah, what I've been doing this far is I've been knitting, and on the purl side I have been doing Portuguese purl knitting, which is much more pleasant than the normal purl stitch that I usually do in my English knitting style. This is what it's looking like so far. I hope I'm going to have it done by the end of June. I need to, because I've decided to enter it in the Brit Knit Cal hosted by Amy Florence of the Stranded podcast. I already had an entry for it. It was my Stormy Sky shawl that I knitted out of, I'm gonna put a picture here, that I knitted out of Made by Black Elephant Seattle Sunrise. This was my first entry, but since she allows a lot of entries and I'm basically only knitting with UK dyed or manufactured yarn, yeah, I thought I'd keep entering. So if I can get it done by the end of June, which is the end of the knit along, I'll put it there, because it's definitely worth putting it there, because it's a kilometer of yarn. It's going to be a kilometer of yarn once I've finished it. And yeah, it doesn't look as fragile as I feared it would. It's definitely going to be very, very thin and very light, but this is what I wanted, and the yarn is quite strong, so I'm very pleased with that. And I've wanted a lacy cardigan, and this colorway is awesome. I really like it. Really girly, but I really like it. It's soft, and it has these peaks of frost that are really nice. I'm gonna put that here so it's not noisy. And my other big work in progress was the Gather Shawl by Andrea Mari, Queen of Shawls. And last time I was in the third section, which was a garter stitch section. I finished it, and I have just started. Let me show it to you the right way. I have just started the fourth section, which is a lace section. And yeah, I think I've done half or more than half, because there's another, so the lace section I just started, another garter, and then it's stripes of them. Maybe there's another lace after that. I don't think so. I don't remember. But yeah, it's already quite big, and it's just going quite slow, because the lace is super simple. It's a 6-row repeat, and obviously the garter is garter. I'm going quite slow on it, and it's a lot of stitches, but I absolutely love how it's looking, so I do want it finished. Not that I could wear it now, because it's going to be 32 degrees this week, and it's only going to get higher and higher for the next few months. But yeah, I still want it done, because I want to make other shawls that I would not be able to wear either. But when comes autumn, I'll have 10 shawls to wear. So no, it's not true. I want to have some shawls that I plan on making that would be for gifts. So I'm not that selfish. But yeah, speaking of appropriate weather knitting, I have started some mittens. Like I said last time, I have another skein of the Peony colorway that I just showed you as the cardigan, but this was a DK weight. This is alpaca, cashmere, silk, aka softest thing on earth. Absolutely beautiful color. In case I haven't said that already. And I didn't know what to do with it for a long time. I had it for a few months, and at first I wanted to make a shawl, but it was only about 200 meters, so I didn't have enough, and I didn't really want to mix it with another yarn that won't be as soft. So solution, mittens. I finished one. It looks oddly long when I'm not wearing it. This is the World's Simplest Mittens by Tinker Knits. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and like all of Tinker Knits pattern, it has a gazillion size in all the gauge possible, all the yarn weights possible. So I, however, have to knit the child size. I mean, I don't have I have a tiny wrists but long fingers, so maybe that's what's weird. Anyway, this is 34 stitches, which is for a DK is the child size. totally fine. It is the easiest thing on earth. I've been playing with that all weekend because I finished it. I first finished one, but it was a little bit, it wasn't comfortable here, so I rubbed it and I reknitted it. Reknitted. Should you conjugate the verb knit? Probably should, but nobody does it because it sounds weird. Anyway. It's super soft, it's super comfy, it's extremely easy to do. I'm very pleased with the pattern, and I want to make a ton of them because I can make one in an afternoon basically. So yeah, I have just what I did is I knitted an extra row before starting the thumb gusset because I don't know, maybe because they say knit for the child size, they say knit 3 rows of stockinette before starting the thumb gusset. I thought if I did that, I like a short cuff, but I didn't want it to be too short. So if I did that, it was too short, so I knitted 4. And then I started the thumb gusset, which is really easy. I've just made make one, it just says make a stitch like whatever way you want. I've done the one where you pick up the strand in the middle and twist it to add a stitch. And yeah, very simple. Then you knit the body and you do the decreases, which are like a toe decreases for socks if you knitted socks. And then you knit the thumb, and it's made. And it's really hot. But yeah, so one mitten, and I like how the yarn knitted up. I think it's nice. It kind of did those, non-really stripy stripes, but it looks really good. And I started the second one. I've done the cuff, and I've just started the thumb gusset. I have my little all stitch marker to mark the gusset. And yeah, this is the Knit Pro Trends Interchangeables. These are their plastic needle, which are fine. It's not my favorite because it doesn't slide as easily as metal. I do like a sleepy needle. I like sleepy needles. But they're really affordable and they work just fine. And it kind of forced me not to knit so tight, which is good. Which is really good. So yeah, this will be done. I'll just take a couple of hours and finish it. And yeah, as if it wasn't enough, I started a new sock. Because last time I showed you, I finished my inside out sock with the purse side out. And now I wanted to make some pattern sock. So I've decided to knit the Driftwood socks by Minnie Philip. And I am knitting them out of Stranded Dye Works, Stranded Podcast, Stranded everything. This is her Reef Dive colorway. Absolutely lovely blue. And Minnie Philip's pattern seems like it's simple textures, and I find that it works well with busy yarn, because if your yarn still is kind of a uniform, like this is blue, you see, it's not like I have some yarns that are equally proportioned in, say, green and orange. That doesn't work. But this is blue. This is obviously blue, even though it has green and red and purple and yellow. It's blue. It's still blue. So, and it's extremely appropriate for a driftwood pattern. I won't accept any jokes on me buying driftwood again, so it has nothing to do with that. I didn't name the pattern, it's not my fault. I've just done the cuff. I haven't even finished the cuff. I've just done a few rows of it. It's 2x2 rib. I am knitting them on 2mm needles because I am doing the 64 stitch count, which I really like about the pattern. It has 3 sizes, the 3 common sizes, which is nice. And I find that 64 stitches for me, if I do them on 2.25mm needles, it's a little bit too big, especially if I do them magic loop or 9-inch, because I tend to knit tighter on DPNs. So maybe 60 stitches on DPNs would not work, but the latest vanilla sock that I did 60 stitches on 2.25mm, and it fits really nice. It's snug and not too loose. Yeah, oh, speaking of that, yeah, so I just did the cuff, so I don't have anything to show you, really. It's a simple textured pattern that has, I think it's slip stitches, I'm not too sure. Anyway, it's a really nice pattern and I wanted to do it for a while, so that's why I started the socks. But what I wanted to do is I have knitted 4 socks up to now in the last 2-3 months, and I have wore them all and I have just given them their first wash. So I thought I would grab them and show you how they look now that they have been worn and washed once. So yeah, a little bit of socks and thoughts on the different yarns and the different techniques that I use and how they go. So these are the first socks I ever knitted. These are a really simple vanilla sock. I followed Anne Bud's go-to pattern that is in the starting to knit socks, getting started knitting socks book. It's a simple pattern, vanilla, and it has heel flap and gusset and a normal roundish toe. So these are, the yarn is made by Black Elephant in the deep sea colorway, and yeah, it has, like, it's still perfectly soft and it looks really sturdy. And this I was quite tight on these, so my gauge is really, my fabric is really tight, which I think is a good thing, because yeah, it's flawless. It's not weakened or anything by the wash. It's not peeling, like a little bit, it has a little bit if you can see it, but it's not. It's good. Didn't bleed or anything. It's really approved. In general, all of the hand-dyed sock yarn were really good. Look at the difference. You see, both are 64 stitches on 2.25mm. These were knit on DPNs, and these were knit on 9-inch. Look at that. I mean, okay, maybe it doesn't look so big for you, but it's a massive difference. So this fit really nice, and I really like the fit of the heel flap and gusset. I really do. These socks I knit toe up on 2.25mm, like I said. I've done a fish lip kiss heel, and they're a bit too big. They're beautiful, but they're a bit too big. So they're really comfy home socks, I'd say, but they're a little bit too big. And yeah, if I look at it, my gauge seems way looser. The fabric isn't, like, the stitches are much bigger. So I think I really need, if I'm knitting on 9-inch circulars, I really need to take the 2 millimeters or to not do 64 stitches because it's too big. Too big. Yeah, I don't like toe up. I didn't like these toe up. I'll have to do other toe up stuff because I have pretty patterns and I still want to try them like the pattern says. So yeah, I'll give them another try, but toe up, yeah, don't like this. But the yarn has worn nicely. This is, sorry, I haven't even said what yarn it is. This is Yarn Baby sock yarn in the Wind Flowers colorway. This seems sturdier and thicker already. So I think like the yarn bloomed a lot and it bloomed again when I washed it. So that might as well contribute to the fact that they're bigger. But the yarn is beautiful and I really like them. They're comfy. Fish-Lip Kiss Heel, fine. The thing is, since they're a bit loose, it keeps moving, but Fish-Lip Kiss Heel is fine on my other sock that I did that are a little bit less massive. Third sock, and this is where I'm a bit third pair of socks is my Veil of Rosebud pattern socks by Han Hansen, and this is a lace sock. Too lazy to get the sock blocker out, so yeah, this is a lace pattern, and this is Cascade Heritage. It's the one that peeled the most, and it's industrial, commercially done yarn. I've seen Ellie from Skandinavia also said that about Cascade Heritage. Look, yeah. It's okay, it's okay. I think the fact that I wore these and that my cat was I don't know what I did. My cat probably slept on my feet while I was wearing it, and so they're like they have cat hair all over the place, even though I washed them. Impossible to get out, but the yarn peeled. The yarn peeled quite a lot. It doesn't bother me that much, but it's just that it's a lace pattern, so and if it peeled, it's just yeah. Cascade Heritage, yeah, for socks, not really. I do have some more in tonal colors that I wanted to use for heels and toes, but it's fine, it's peeling, it happens, it's normal, it's wool, but I mean, there's no comparison. This is flawless. This is highly I'm very eloquent today. Jesus Christ. I'm never getting all that cat hair out. I don't know why I'm even trying. And the latest socks were the inside out sock, and yeah, this was good too. No problem. So these are my 60 stitches sock, and they fit much better. I've done a magic loop, and yeah, when I was making it, I wasn't really happy because I don't know, I couldn't get the magic looping right, and I had a huge difference in gauge where I pulled the cable, so I had loose stitches everywhere, but you can't see now. You can't see, and it looks really uniform, so it's good. And yeah, they're nice, and 60 stitches for vanilla sock is good. So yeah, I think when I'm going to make stripy socks for myself, I'm definitely going to do 60 stitches. So yeah, I just thought that would be nice to show you my thought on my first 4 pair of socks after they've been worn and washed. I'm getting strangled by my shirt. Yeah. Overall, I'm really happy with them. I'm really proud of them. They all fit. The yarn baby ones are a little bit big, but they're home socks, so it's fine. Not to the point where I couldn't wear them. So yeah, I think I'm really going to focus on making them a little bit snugger. And yeah, when I'm doing vanilla sock, basically 60 stitches or doing them on 2mm, I think it's going to do the trick. Yeah, I'm done with knitting. I have one thing to show you though. My birthday is next week, and I had an early present. Basically, I've been kind of obsessed with self-striping yarn and gobstopper balls. And I'm sure you know Stray Cat Socks, which is an Etsy shop by an indie dyer that does really lovely colorways of self-striping yarns. And she has a really nice branding, like she has that cat logo. And it's really nice. And yeah, I've been looking at her yarn for a while and being like, I've just been browsing her Etsy shop and being like, oh, I want this one, I want this one, I want this one, I want this one. So yeah, and last week I received a package and it had her logo on it, and so I'm like, I didn't order it, I swear. So I'm not to the point of ordering yarn in my sleep yet. So I kind of suspect that the person I literally annoyed the most with my yarn obsession might have gotten me a birthday present. So it is my lovely boyfriend who ordered this for me, and it was so super sweet. And yeah, I just want to show it to you what it looks. So she did put it in a really nice birthday packaging wrap, and she took the time to write the note for my boyfriend, and she has a lovely handwriting and sweet card. And she basically, if you want to make a gift or if you just like cute things, she basically has those. It got a little bit squished in the shipping, but it's fine. She basically makes those really cute boxes. They're basically sock kit. So yeah, on the top you see the colorway, you see it here as well. You have a little cat. And yes, so inside is your yarn. And this is the mulled wine colorway, and it is one of my favorite by her. The colors are so vibrant and so nice. Like this is a perfect gold, and this blood red is gorgeous, and it goes so well with this charcoal. It's really nice. And this is her base, which is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. So it's super soft. It's really soft. And I don't know, I really like these. Because, you know, it's the cliche ball of yarn that you see in cartoons that cats are going to play with. But you don't really get that. Like, the closest you get is, yeah, maybe when you do a cake or when you have the European type of balls that you can get from the outside. But it's not this. This is perfect ball of yarn, the cliche one. And I really like it. I have no idea how on earth you do that. If they're hand wound. If they are, good job. If they are not, still good job, because I still don't know how it's done. But yeah, it's perfect. And the colorway is colorway is gorgeous and the yarn is beautiful, and I can't wait to cast these on. Gonna make really nice, I'll make them soon, I think. It's gonna make really nice stripy, my first stripy pair of socks. And yeah, now I want all the gobstoppables. And yeah, that's not all, because in her little kit you get, I'm not going to take it out because it's going to be noisy, but you get an actual sock pattern, so just to tell you how to make your stripy socks. And she also gave you wooden DPNs. They're 2.5, so they're too big to make socks for me, but they're good to make socks for my boyfriend. So if I ever want wooden needles, which they seem pretty smooth, so that can work. But I thought that it makes a really nice gift anyway. I'm really happy with it. And yeah, stray cat socks. Now I want all the yarn from her, absolutely all of it. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. And finally, as if I wasn't doing enough things, I told you last time that I wanted to start cross stitching. And you know, as always, when you start something, you just start little, which is for me apparently getting 3 patterns and 3 big patterns and deciding on making all 3 of them immediately, as fast as possible. So I showed them to you last time, and I started one. So it is something that I got from The World in Stitches, which is an Etsy shop, and she makes kits. I'm sorry, it's going to be crinkling. She makes kits basically, which is something I really liked, because I didn't really want to bother buying the cloth, buying the threads, buying, you know, figuring out what is what. So this is her folk foxes, and she has a rooster one as well, which is really beautiful too. But you know, I really hesitated, but I kind of want the rooster too now. But fox is good. So you get the cloth, which is a 14 stitch count Ida cloth, which I think is the one for beginners. It's the bigger one. You get the pattern, which comes. So you have a chart with the colors. You have a picture of how it's going to look overall. You have basic instructions on how to cross stitch, which is really nice. And then you have the pattern, which is in four pages, and here's the buttons, which is really nice, because the other patterns I have them on PDFs, and I'm gonna have to make them big, because I'm not sure if I'm not going to kill my eyes looking at such tiny stitches. This is quite big, so it's good. And yeah, I have started. Oh, and you get obviously you get the you get the floss for it already sorted out, and the quantity that you need, which is really nice. All the colors, very colorful, and you get needles as well. So the only thing you don't get is a hoop. I understand that you can cross stitch without stretching your fabric. I'll talk more about that later. But for this one, I am going to display it in that hoop, so I might as well stitch it with it, which makes it easier to just stretch the hider cloth. And this is what I have so far. Yeah, I started doing the black, and then I was going with the idea of making all of the black first, but then I got lazy, and I thought, not lazy, I got a little bit, I kind of want some color now, so I started putting pink. yeah, I really like doing it. It is so neat. It is very different to weaving and knitting, where you kind of let the yarn do whatever, and it's never going to be neat. It's never going to be, well, can be neat, but yeah, I feel if I were to weave things with the obsession of making them perfect, perfectly flat, geometrical, absolutely flawless, OCD proof, I wouldn't like it, because it's very it's a lot of constraints, and I don't know, I would feel that it wouldn't let the textile work by itself, so to say. But this, like, the very nature of this is you just make cross. You just make little cross, like every time, just a little cross. And I find it very soothing to make something so neat for once. And yeah, I really like it. I really like doing it. I like the fact that the pattern is nice, colorful, and not too cheesy. And yeah, I enjoy it a lot. My back looks like this. This is my first time cross stitching, so I acknowledge that this is not perfect. So by all means, if you're an experienced cross stitcher, please, and if you have tips or links to tell you what to do, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, please do share them. I would love to read them. I'm not making knots, so I think this is a good point. But yeah, it's not the neatest, especially this, where you have lots of scattered stitches. I don't quite know how to make it neat. I'm being very careful to make it so that the color, like, I'm not wasting my thread, basically. So I'm being very careful not to make it cross too many empty spots. But yeah, I have the little legs of the foxes and the little start of the tail. Yeah, this is what it's looking like right now, and I really want to work on this, but yeah, I kind of decided that I need to advance on other things before making all the cross stitch. And yeah, so I have another pattern which is going to fit in a small hoop, but the other thing that I want to do is it's a wave design with a big red moon, and Japanese style design. And the thing is, it's for a 14 stitch count Aida, it's 30 per 20 centimeters, so it's kind of a rectangle. And the thing is, I don't have any embroidery hoop that is wider than 25 centimeters in diameter. And like my piece of Aida that I have for this is the perfect dimension. Like, it has 5 or 10 centimeters is more than what the pattern will take. So I don't quite know how to stitch on it, because I like it when it's stretched. I mean, it's super easy when the fabric is held in the hoop. And I've seen that there are Q-snaps and scroll frames, but my problem is with this, you kind of need a big chunk of fabric to have some extra fabric so that the Q-snap can hold onto and tighten your work area. My problem is that I don't have enough fabric so that the Q-snaps will be able to snug the fabric and make it tight. So I kind of have no way of making that pattern while the fabric is stretched, except if I use a smaller hoop. But I don't want to because I know I'm going to get creases in the fabric. Like this one I don't mind because the pattern is going to fit in this, and I'm just going to put it in the hoop again, so I don't mind if it's creasing the thing. It's not going to show, because what's going to show is exactly this. But if I take a smaller hoop and do this area and this area and this area, it's gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna be all creased out, and I don't want that. So I know that some people cross stitch without tensioning the cloth, and that seems pretty doable to me because the Aida is rather rigid. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cross stitch without tensioning the fabric as a complete beginner. Well, I hope I'll just test, and if I can't get smooth stitches, well, then I'll have to resign, I think, and figure out a way to tension the fabric, even if it means that I'll have to fight with creases afterwards. The cloth already arrived folded by DMC, so it had creases. I washed it, I ironed it, still has creases in it. But yeah, I figured that once it's going to be covered with stitches, it's going to be okay. I hope so. I'm thinking of laying it flat anyway, in a rectangle when I'm going to frame it, so maybe I'll be able to stretch it. But what do you think about cross stitching without a frame? Tell me. I hope anybody watches this and is cross stitcher, so you can help me. But yeah, cross stitching and pretty yarn. That was my episode this week. Yeah, not much else to say. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, have a lovely day, night and week, and I will see you next time with hopefully consistent progress on all of those crazy projects I started. Yeah, thank you very much, and bye bye.